Welcome to St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Farnham Royal, Slough, England. Today is the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, the 16th of November, 2025. The Gospel reading today is from Luke chapter 21 verses 5 to 19. By your endurance you will gain your lives. At that time, while some were speaking of the temple, how it was adorned with noble stones and offerings, Jesus said,
"As for these things that you see, the days will come when there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down."
Teacher, when will these things be?
And what will be the sign when these things are about to take place? And he said,
See that you are not led astray. For many will come in my name, saying, I am he, and the time is at hand.
Do not go after them. And when you hear of wars and tumults, do not be terrified, for these things must first take place, but the end will not be at once. Then he said to them,
Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences.
and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. But before all this they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and prisons, and you will be brought before kings and governors for my name's sake. This will be your opportunity to bear witness. Settle it, therefore, in your minds, not to meditate beforehand how to answer.
I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which none of your adversaries will be able to withstand or contradict. You will be delivered up even by parents and brothers and sisters and relatives and friends, and some of you they will put to death.
You will be hated by all for my name's sake, but not a hair of your head will perish. By your endurance you will gain your lives. Please follow us for weekly gospel.
In the gospel of today, Jesus pre-warned his disciples that a lot of things will happen. A lot of challenges will befall them. Terrors, hatred, earthquakes, persecutions, oppositions, even death. Some of them will be betrayed by their own family members, by their friends, and by their associates. I think Jesus was honest with the disciples by telling them that life is not always sweet, easy, or fair. And to be a Christian is not just like taking a cruise ride. However, he added, when these things happen, do not be terrified by them, because they will not destroy you. Not even a hair of your head will be lost. And your winning strategy is your endurance. By your endurance, you will gain your life. Today's reading reminds me of that saying, forewarned is forearmed. That is, knowing about a potential danger or a problem in advance helps you to prepare for it. It does not mean that when that problem eventually shows up, you're going to surmount it. But at least you are somehow psychologically prepared that something might happen. You have that suspicion or an idea that life might possibly at any point go south. It could be a personal setback. It could be work-related. It could also be because of your faith. But whenever it happens, whatever it is that happens, it means, therefore, that you may not be caught unawares. And that is why Jesus is saying to us today, get yourselves ready. Be prepared. That is why I'm pre-warning you. In case anything should happen, then you will be able to deal with it by your endurance. Jesus wants us to have an endurance mindset. That is a kind of a way of thinking, a belief that keeps us going through difficult and challenging moments. It is like a force that pushes us through, reminding us of our inner strength and the faithfulness of God when life becomes challenging or difficult. Now, how can we translate this endurance mindset into our everyday life? Endurance mindset helps us to understand that everybody experiences hard times. Because sometimes we think that people are happy, but I am not. Others are living happy and trouble-free life, but I am not. But that is not true. Trials and challenges come to people in different forms, sizes, and shapes, and also at different times. Wishing, therefore, that you had the other person's life is really very self-deceptive. Or thinking that whatever you are passing through is you are particularly targeted, that life is just hitting on you alone, or that you are cursed. That is also a false narrative. If I tell you, as a priest, what I am passing through, my challenges, you will book novena masses for me. The point is that people are enduring a lot. It could be loss of job, it could be bereavement, it could be health, it could be persecution because of their faith, it could be marginalization because of their religious identity. It could be anything. So when at any particular point life hits you, please join the endurance queue, because many of us have been on that queue for a long time. And that's how we are surviving. That is number one, endurance mindset. Second is that endurance mindset helps us to understand that hard times are to be endured, not escaped. When you hit a rock on your journey of life, do you bounce back or do you fall apart? For some people, to escape whatever they are passing through, they adopt certain lifestyles that may not be so healthy. Alcohol intake, drug, eating disorder, risky behaviors, or even self-harm. I have heard people say, let me drink and drink away my sorrows and my pains. And then they take in a lot of alcohol, large amount of it, in an attempt to forget their unhappiness or to escape their problem. And I always ask, does alcohol permanently take away that problem? I don't think so. Because the alcohol effect may take you to a very fanciful world. And then momentarily you are happy. But when the alcohol and its effect are gone, or the effect is gone, you may discover that you have complicated the existing problem. So, dear friends, instead of finding a way to cut it short or to escape challenges, may we find ways to endure that which must be endured. In the face of challenges, whether faith-related or personal, the easiest thing to do is to quit. but the ability to hold it together. Even when everyone expects you to fall apart, that is the strength, and that is the endurance mindset. Finally, dear friends, endurance mindset helps us to remember the great promise Jesus Christ gave us, especially in today's gospel, that no matter what happens to us, no matter what we are passing through, no matter what happens around us, that none of them will break us or destroy us, because not even a hair of our head will be lost. Can we translate this into a self-belief? That is, that relying on divine promise, which is so assuring, we will be able to survive whatever we are passing, no matter how overwhelming they seem, whether be it persecution, opposition, or personal problems. Jesus says to us, today and always, by your endurance, you will be saved. I don't know how willing, therefore, you are to endure those pains, the discomfort, the challenges you are facing because you are a Christian, perhaps in your place of work. How ready are you also to keep intact your Christian beliefs, values, and faith without throwing them away? The word today is very simple: developing an endurance mindset. And Jesus has said to us, by your faith, you will not only save your life, by your endurance, you will not only save your life, by your endurance, you will save your soul.